Hey, it's Ellie. Today we are taking a closer look at Kujisaki Nobara and what it takes to create a female lead that female readers love. Female readers are now a powerful presence in the shonen manga market, which means authors now face a challenge: how to craft stories that are exciting while also appealing to women. A key part of that is creating female characters who truly resonate with female audiences. And as a female reader, I feel qualified to talk about this. Nobara caught my attention not just because I liked her, but because she shows where the author succeeded and, more importantly, where they fell short in developing her deeper layers. So, let's dive in. Nobara is a rare character who isn't defined by her looks. In fact, she's often seen as unattractive because others react to her with indifference. For instance, scouts just ignore her, and the boys don't seem very impressed. Typically, shonen manga authors tend to showcase female characters' attractiveness through their looks. After all, with the most male readership, this grabs their attention right away. However, with Nobara, it's her personality that comes first. When the scout is looking for pretty girls to model, Nobara boldly steps up and asks, "What about me?" In that moment, she makes an impression that is not about her looks or her connection to the male lead. Instead, she comes off as confidently audacious and fiercely independent. This is a smart way to build a character. Characters defined only by their looks might wow us at first, but that impact fades with repeated appearances. And if a female character's worth is tied to their relationship with male leads, their popularity can drop if those relationships fall apart. However, a strong personality is unique to the character. Each time they appear, it reinforces the likability that comes with their personality. That gives Nobara lasting popularity potential. Now, it's essential to discuss Nobara's personality, which is key to her character development: confident and independent. In shonen mangas, I see a lot of strong female characters who still depend on their male counterparts. They either center their lives around the male lead or lack a strong sense of self, needing a male character to complete them. But what makes Nobara stand out is that even you strip away the man in her life, she's still a complete independent person. And unlike traditional sacrificial female leads, Nobara is self-directed and pushes beyond gender norms. Whether she's fighting Momo and declaring, "Who cares about the difference between boys and girls?" or saying after defeating Esso, "People who are not involved in my life should not affect how I do things," she shows impressive strengths of character that resonates with a more progressive vibe. This aligns well with today's rising tide of feminism. I'm not here to discuss feminism itself, but it is worth noting that Jujutsu Kaisen is quite aware of social trends. This independence also shapes a refreshingly straightforward relationships. There's no romantic tension with the male leads. Instead, they share a relationship more like that of brothers. I once made a video praising Jujutsu Kaisen for this aspect. This setup has multiple benefits. First, Nobara's popularity doesn't rely on her male counterparts. Second, fans who like the male characters won't feel uncomfortable about rivalry, but instead might embrace and like Nobara because of the secure relationship. Lastly, this resonates with female readers who value independence. But Nobara's independence isn't just about her personality, it's also shown in her fighting, which leads us to the next point: combat as self-expression. In recent years, female characters in shonen manga have gained a lot of power. They've shifted from passive observers to active participants, even becoming key players in battles. Nobara is definitely among the strong ones. However, if we stop there, Nobara wouldn't stand out as much. What really sets her apart is that she's one of the few female leads who genuinely enjoys fighting. This is especially obvious during her battle with Esso. She throws herself into the fight like a villain. When showing off her new techniques, there's no sign of the usual battle fatigue. Instead, she beams with admiration and delight for her strength. If characters like Kanao, Mikasa, or Sakura had the same expression, it could feel out of place. Only Nobara's personality allows for that kind of performance. In contrast, other strong female leads often fight out of necessity. So when battles get intense, they typically express a lot of pain and hatred, struggling to end the battle. Even though Nobara also ends up in fights she didn't want, she starts to find enjoyment in them. This same theme pops up with other female characters in Jujutsu Kaisen, like Maki. This kind of writing highlights the rebellious and ambitious sides of female characters. They are not just good girls dreaming of world peace. They have a thirst for power that runs deep. Now, you might find this familiar again. It resembles many strong female lead role models. It clearly shows the author's talent for adapting to current trends. Despite Nobara's standout personality, I still sense a certain intentionality in her creation, as if her lines were lifted straight from the slogans of the new generation of women. This makes her character feel a bit disconnected from the story. After all, feminism doesn't seem to tie into the jujutsu world. Her backstory could also fit perfectly in the real world and doesn't really get affected by the story's world building. In that sense, Maki's character design integrates into the narrative much better. This deliberate construction also turned Nobara into more of a symbol than a fully fleshed out person. For example, if she wanted to escape her rural life, she could easily choose to go to normal high school in Tokyo or get a job. Why did she decide to become a sorcerer and face danger all the time? How does being a sorcerer align with her character philosophy? Since she has already left her rural background behind, what drives her desire for power? The story doesn't explore these questions deeply enough. Her growth is another aspect where the story falls short. While I pointed out Sakura as an active example, each time Sakura overcomes her fears is genuinely moving. Nobara, on the other hand, feels perfect right from the start. Perhaps there could have been a moment in the battle where she confronts her rural past, but instead of running from it, this time she faces it head-on, smashing through her fears with her hammer. This could connect her backstory with her character and allow the audience to feel her growth. These elements could have made her character more well-rounded, but the author didn't dig into them. Then Nobara exists as a tool to her Yuji and is later brought back as a counter to Sukuna. The charm that initially drew me in fades as she becomes just another plot device. Thanks for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one.